masters of horror.
Welcome to the Scariest Things Podcast, your gateway to the tropes and trends of the horror genre. This is Spooky Time, episode 17. Mike Campbell, and I'm joined by a whole cast of characters, including whoever wants to go first.
Liz Williams.
Robert Zillbauer.
And
Eric Lee.
all right, Eric and I are hot on the heels of finishing up the Portland Horror Film Festival. I think Eric's probably going to talk a little bit about that and some of his thoughts and feels.
Indeed.
I only got 2/3 of the thoughts and feels that Eric got, because I did 3 out of the 5 days. Eric did all 5 days, correct?
Marathon. Mhm.
Marathon. All right. But I'm going to kick off this episode of Spooky Time with 2 quick things. One, I finally got around to, I think I had read Boogeyman, all 25 pages of the Boogeyman. I honestly can't remember if I had read it or not, but I finally got around to reading it. So much like a recent discussion we had on Spooky Time regarding the book and the movie, Cabin at the End of the World, both Boogeyman, the 25-page short story that Stephen King wrote in 1973, I believe, 3-4, something like that, and the film that just came out 2 months ago are both very, very good. I will tell you, there's some wonderful practical effects in Boogeyman, the film, and there are 5 legitimate jump scares to the point where I was clean out of my seat. The other thing I want to talk about real quickly is there is an auction house called The Prop Store, which just put up online 1,400 horror-related items. Just put it up online yesterday.
Yeah.
They anticipate that they are going to generate $12 million in revenue as a result of those 1,400 things. Some of my faves from
this one.
Yes, the clown mask.
God.
That's one of the big ticket
guys.
ones. Yeah, that one they expect to pull in about $400,000.
Whoa.
The head,
The head crab.
The head crab they think is going to pull in around $200,000, and then Sam's gloves from Trick or Treat, they think are probably going to pull in around $10,000. So yeah, go online to the Prop Store, or you can head on over to our On to Get Off Again competitors, Bloody Disgusting, and see the full list at their site. Either way, you will get a full rundown of massive amounts of horror goodness. Over to you, Eric Lee, to talk about the Portland Horror Film Festival and whatever else you would like.
Well, after I finish mortgaging my house so I can afford the head crab, because that is the thing for this, the scariest
It
things.
is, absolutely.
And it also serves up for a background that I probably should have actually had, but we are doing, this is Barbarian, my favorite movie from 2023, and this just means that we are doing our Thingies Awards coming in now, and we're going to do one of our next podcast will involve that. And, they just finished up the Tony Awards, so we're not really that late, right? And the Chainsaw Awards.
And they're pretty much the same, right?
Yeah,
The Tonys and the thingies, they're pretty much
it's
the
like,
same.
we are the, what is it? The Oscars,
It's
Emmys,
EGOT.
Tonys, and Grammys, and the Thingies.
He got to
2 T's this time.
Yes.
Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony,
Thingy. Yes.
So I think the message here is for those of you who actually participate in our Facebook forum, you're all invited. We will be getting the invitations to the link for voting for this. Anybody who's listening on here, we will also have a link posted for the Thingy Awards on our site so that you can actually contribute. It'll be a fast burn though. This is gonna be like just in the next few days, kind of a burn. So, but I think in going back on this, I think not to spoil anything, but I think you can safely say that there's a new generation of actors arriving on the scene. It is a youth-heavy acting movement coming through as of last year.
2 years.
So those of you in the know, you'll be able to piece some of that together. But I think yet again, I think this is a great 2022 was a great year for horror.
Jamie Lee Curtis was in a movie last year, just for the record,
and a good movie.
And she's not young.
Right. But she did not get nominated because the movie that she was in sucked. So horror movie wise.
Yes, it did. Yes,
but
it did.
her other one, she's got the real golden trophy. She's got the Oscar for the movie that she deserved the Oscar for.
That's right.
We're all good here. But as Mike was saying, the two of us had spent a good chunk of time at the Portland Horror Festival, splitting. I split my time between the Hollywood Theater and the Clinton Street Theater in Portland. Yep. And Gwen and Brian, I think my description for what I saw this year was gonzo. I think there were a lot of really fun, weird movies. I don't think Mike didn't get to appreciate as much of the gonzo as I did. But I think the highlight for me, and I got a post for it on our website, is Onyx, the Fortuitous, and the Talisman of Souls by Andrew Bowser. Now, I think I gave it 4.5 stars, but your mileage may vary greatly.
Yes.
Because you have to take the premise of a very strange fella as your lead protagonist in the way that Pee Wee Herman is a strange fella, or that Tommy Boy. He's an exaggerated personality. But he's a lovable loser. And I think the thing for me that resonated with me on Onyx is that the weirdo character, you look around the theater in a horror film festival, he kind of looks like one of us.
Could be sitting right next to you.
Yep.
I think we all know some people who are kind of have that weird manic energy. Enough said about that. I think there's the puppet animation in that thing is crazy fun. It has a really colorful cast of actors in it who do great comic improv in it. So that's recommended. Also highlighted Lovell Terrace Apart. Liz, I know you got a chance to see that. There were 2 Korean movies, Shabak being the other one. Lovell Terrace Apart is the superior one of the 2.
But they're both good.
They're both good. I think I'm giving Shabak 3 and I'm giving Lovell Terrace Apart 4.
Wow.
So that was good. I also got a chance. Mike and I got a chance to see Invoking Yell, a Chilean black metal movie that I had issues with the first 40 minutes because there was no horror. There's really no horror for about an hour.
This is what I would say about Invoking Yell. Much like the premise that you gave for Onyx, the Fortuitous, if you accept the premise, you'll get into the movie. If you don't accept the premise, you can't get into it. And I think you and I had the exact opposite opinions of those 2 films. I couldn't accept the premise of Onyx, but I could accept the premise. Yeah. Or I live the premise of Invoking Yell. Yeah, I think
the other thing for Invoking Yell is it goes really old school found footage in the shaky cam. I know some of my friends had to leave the theater because they got ill.
They out Blair Witch.
Super shaky.
Maybe that one, since I got to see it as a screener for Panic Fest, maybe seeing that one on a small screen is better. Because I don't
I bet
Uh,
you're right.
having
I
a
bet you're right.
probably
reaction
would be.
like that.
potentially, it throws your head around pretty good.
Yep.
Black Mold, another
That
really
was a
good
one.
movie, beautifully shot. I think that one had it's a fairly conventional movie, that is well executed. And I like kind of the kind of the spinning out of control in the last 20 minutes of the film. And then lastly, what else was there?
Satan Wants You, one of the best
Mhm.
documentaries in the
Oh,
last
yeah.
several years.
Satan Wants
Yeah.
You, and there's that one. That's a true cautionary tale.
Oh my
It's
God. Is it
scary
ever?
scary for reality reasons.
Mhm.
And apparently that woman is still alive and not talking to
Sure.
anybody about it.
She sure is. Yeah.
Interesting.
But if you want to know about that one, Mike's got a South by Southwest review
Mhm.
Yep.
that was done. And I think there were, again, Portland Horror Film Festival showcases the short films. The biggest thing for us, I think, we got to do another swing at our Greenlight pitch, and this time everybody who participated were filmmakers, and it makes a difference. And we had a lot. I think that we still had a few teams, but bigger teams. And when you actually have film writers or screenwriters and directors, it's fun. It was a lot, and they did great pitches. I'll get something up about that later. I know that Mike has important things to get to, so I'm going to transition off to Liz.
All right, perfect. This is a good segue because I'm going to talk about the next horror film festival coming up, and that is the Chatanooga Film Festival. Graphic behind me here. The Chatanooga Film Festival is running in beautiful Chattanooga, Tennessee from June 23rd to 25th, with a virtual component also the 23rd to the 29th. And a lot of the films are available in their virtual component. So a couple to highlight.
Nice.
If you want to check out Onyx the Fortuitous, that will be at Chattanooga. Mine that I just talked about in daytime horror and gave 4.5 stars to, Beaten to Death, is also going to be part of their virtual components.
Nice.
You can check that out. If you are in person, I'm going to recommend a really cool found footage for the Instagram age called Mind, Body, Spirit, about a wannabe yoga influencer who let's just say takes her ritual practice to the next level. I'm going to be interviewing the writers and directors of that film this week, so stay tuned for my review and for a little podcast extra with them. And a highlight, if you are there live, Grady Hendrix will be there as well, doing how to sell a haunted house in a challenging market. So if you are there on Saturday the 24th, go see Grady Hendrix's performance. You will not regret it.
That is an experience.
It is an experience and worth every second of your time. So, and also Chad McLeod Chapman, Pumpkin Pie, he'll be there.
Clay McLeod Chapman.
Clay, yeah. Oh my gosh, he has too many names for me to get.
He has a new book coming out. I think it's going to come out this fall.
Yes, I just have heard some buzz about that on the book talk TikToks, and everybody's saying it's really scary and really good. So I can't wait to read that one. So for the Chattanooga Film Festival tickets, passes, and to read all about the films, they've got about 30 short films, over 30 feature films. You can go to chatfilmfest.org and check everything out there. Joseph and I are going to be covering that for our group, and I've got a long list of things I want to check out, including another black metal documentary called A Wandering Path. So Mike, stay tuned on that one. So and with that, to the man in Haddonfield, Robert.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent here, but I brought back Mr. Myers here for a reason. I just found out about this today. Maybe you guys have already known about this, but there's the people at Fright Rags the clothing and whatever store, they do a partnership with a company that puts out a series of games, a series of tabletop board games, and it's called Stop the Killer.
Oh.
And so if you go to stopthekiller.com, you can see they've got two out right now. They do all of their games through Kickstarter. So that's how you get the next one. So the one they're running right now is for this guy. So it's based on Halloween 2, and the goal of the game is to stop Michael Myers from killing Laurie Strode.
So it's not to stop Rob Zombie from remaking
I don't know.
clear.
After the last one I just did, Rob Zombie's first Halloween is not looking so bad.
Yeah. Was it David Gordon Green? Is that what that was? Diminishing returns on David Gordon Green.
So, but they're doing the first one they're doing a series of 4 at this point, and they've got they're all holiday themed. So their first game was based on Silent Night, Deadly Night. Their second game was based on My Bloody Valentine.
All right.
This is the third one, and the fourth one has yet to be determined, yet to be announced anyway.
It's got to be Christmas. It's got to be Black Christmas or something.
Well, I know, because they did Silent Night, Deadly Night already.
Silent Night, Deadly Night, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well,
I don't know.
April Fools.
Maybe April Fools.
April Fools.
So anyway, stopthekiller.com. It looks really cool. It looks like a fun game.
So is it do you play it online, or is
it's a board game? You play a board game. It's 1 to 4 players. It's cooperative, so all the players are trying to stop Michael Myers. He's just part of the game mechanic. It'd be a fun time, I think.
I like that idea.
Yeah, something that I have sort of in store, and what I want to be able to do for another spooky time is they've got a game called Final Girl, which has been a huge hit. It's a single player game, but you get modules, and they've got like 12 modules out for different kinds of famous horror tropes, and you are the final girl and you have to make it to the end of the game. So it'd be interesting to compare and contrast. This is a great time for horror board games.
I guess so.
It's a single player game. This is part of the loneliness epidemic that the Surgeon General is talking about. Is that right?
Must be. Yeah, I think it is.
but now it's analog rather than doing all your loneliness digitally.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
With cardboard, the way it should be.
Nice.
Exactly.
All right. So I would wrap us up with if you want to participate in this year's Thingy Awards, hit us up on Instagram, drop a line on YouTube, or hit us up on Facebook, any which way. And if you want a ballot, reach out to us. We'll get you a ballot, and you can vote for this year's Thingy Awards.
Heck yeah.
Be your own expert, folks.
DMs.
Be your own expert.
And I think this is particularly great for those people who've watched a lot of horror movies. If you're listening to our podcast, you're probably also a festival goer. And this is, a lot of our Thingy Awards are packed with a lot of the independent stuff that we've seen at the film festival. So, also check out our ballot, because it's cool, and because you might learn something about what's really recommended for you to go check out.
That's right. All right. Thanks for joining Spooky Time, and be your own expert.
The Masters of Horror.